Hi, my name is Karen, and I'm an American lay student of Ajahn Suchat, or Pra Ajahn Suchat Abhijato, who has given me the very special honor of being asked by him to record this book for you. This book was written by Pra Ajahn Suchat's own teacher, the Venerable Acariya Mun Nanasampanno, and is a spiritual biography written by him about his teacher, the Venerable Acariya Mun Biography. The title of the book is Venerable Acariya Mun Biography, a spiritual biography by Acariya Mun Nanasampanno, and it was published in 2005, translated into English by Bhikkhu Dick Silaratano. If you would like to learn how to download or get a hard copy of this book, or a list of which pages or chapters are read on each separate recording, please listen to the beginning of the first recording of this book. This book, in any form, is to be given away for free. Any ads you may see or hear in this recording have been put there by the platform you are using to listen or view with, for its own revenue, in exchange for letting us use their platform for free. Please forgive me for any mispronunciations of names, places, or words, as I'm still learning how to pronounce Thai and Pali, and for any background noises, as I'm just making these recordings in my apartment with an unruly dog and in the middle of a city. We are resuming today with the section titled About the Author. We are still in the beginning of the book, prior to chapter 1, and this section is written by the translator, Bhikkhu Dick Silaratano. About the author. Venerable Acariya Mun Nanasampanno is himself an outstanding and distinguished figure in contemporary Thai Buddhism. He is well known and respected by people from all walks of life for his impeccable wisdom and his brilliant expository skills. By aptitude and temperament, he is the ideal person to record for posterity Acariya Mun's life and teachings. Spiritually, he is one of Acariya Mun's exceptionally gifted disciples. Didactically, he is one of the Dhutanga tradition's truly masterful spokesmen. His no-nonsense, resolute character, his extraordinary charisma, and his rhetorical skills have established him as Acariya Mun's natural successor. Born in 1913 in the northeastern province of Udon, Thani, Acariya Mun was ordained as a Buddhist monk in 1934. Having spent the first 7 years of his monastic career studying the Buddhist canonical texts, for which he earned a degree in Pali studies and the title Maha, he adopted the wandering lifestyle of a Dhutanga monk and set out to search for Acariya Mun. Finally, meeting up with him in 1942, he was accepted as a disciple and remained living under his tutelage until his death in 1949. In the period following Acariya Mun's death, Acariya Mun, by then fully accomplished himself, soon became a central figure in efforts to maintain continuity within the Dhutanga Kammatthana fraternity, and so preserve Acariya Mun's unique mode of practice for future generations. He helped to spearhead a concerted attempt to present Acariya Mun's life and teachings to an increasingly wider audience of Buddhist faithful. Eventually, in 1971, he authored this biography to showcase the principles and ideals that underpin Dhutanga Kammatthana training methods and inform their proper practice. By 1960, the world outside the forest came to exert a significant impact on the Dhutanga tradition. The rapid deforestation of that period caused Dhutanga monks to modify and eventually curtail their wandering lifestyle. As the geographic environment changed, teachers like Acariya Boowa began establishing permanent monastic communities where Dhutanga monks could conveniently carry on Acariya Mun's lineage, striving to maintain the virtues of renunciation, strict discipline, and intensive meditation. Practicing monks gravitated to these forest monasteries in large numbers and transformed them into great centers of Buddhist practice. At Wat Pa Baan Taad, Acariya Boowa's forest monastery in Udon, Thani, a religious center arose spontaneously, created by the students themselves, who came for purely spiritual motives, in hopes of receiving instruction from a genuine master. In the years that followed, the many Western monks who came to Acariya Boowa were able to share wholeheartedly in this unique religious experience. Some have lived there practicing under his tutelage ever since, helping to spawn an international following which today spans the globe. Highly revered at home and abroad, Acariya Boowa remains to this day actively engaged in teaching both monks and laity, elucidating for them the fundamental principles of Buddhism and encouraging them to practice those bold and incisive techniques that Acariya Mun used so effectively. Like Acariya Mun, he stresses a mode of practice in which wisdom remains a priority at all times. Although ultimately pointing to the ineffable mysteries of the mind's pure essence, the teaching he presents for us is a system of instruction that is full of down-to-earth, practical methods suitable for everyone desiring to succeed at meditation. Studied carefully, it may well offer direction to persons who otherwise have no idea where their practice is taking them. And beginning on page 1, Author's Preface, which is written by the Venerable Acariya Boowa Nanasampanno. The life story that you are about to read of Acariya Mun Biography, his way of practice and his moral goodness, is the result of extensive research which I conducted in consultation with many Acharyas of his discipleship who lived with him throughout various periods of his monastic life. I sought out these Acharyas, recorded their memories of him, and compiled their recollections to write this biography. This account is not as completely accurate as I wished, because it was virtually impossible for the monks to remember all the many experiences that Acariya Mun conveyed to them about his life as a wandering forest monk. But if I were to wait for every detail to be recalled before writing this biography, it would only be a matter of time before all information is forgotten and forever lost. All hope of recording his story for the edification of interested readers would then be surely lost as well. With great difficulty, I composed this biography, and although it is incomplete, my hope is that it will prove to be of some benefit to the reader. I shall attempt to depict the many aspects of Acariya Mun's daily conduct, as well as the knowledge and insights he attained and elucidated to his disciples. I intend to illustrate his noble life in the style of the Venerable Acharyas of antiquity, who transcribed the essence of the lives of the Buddha's Arahant disciples into ancient texts, ensuring that all future generations will have some understanding of the results that are possible when the Dhamma is practiced sincerely. May the reader forgive me if my presentation of Acariya Mun's life appears inappropriate in any way. Yet the truth is that it is a factual account, representing the memories of Acariya Mun Biography's life as he himself conveyed them to us. Although I am not wholly comfortable with the book, I have decided to publish it anyway, because I feel that readers interested in Dhamma may gain some valuable insight. Next, we begin on page 3, chapter 1, titled The Early Years. The Venerable Acariya Mun Biography was a Vipassana meditation master of the highest caliber of this present age, one who was truly worthy of the eminent praise and admiration accorded to him by his close disciples. He taught the profound nature of Dhamma with such authority and persuasion that he left no doubts among his students about the exalted level of his spiritual attainment. His devoted followers consist of numerous monks and laity from virtually every region of Thailand. Besides these, he has many more devotees in Laos, where both monks and lay people feel a deep reverence for him. His story is truly a magnificent one throughout, from his early years in lay life, through his long endeavor as a Buddhist monk, to the day he finally passed away. Nowadays, a life of such unblemished excellence is harder to come by than a load of precious gemstones. Acariya Mun was born into a traditional Buddhist family on Thursday, January 20, 1870, the year of the goat. His birthplace was the village of Ban Kambang in the Kongjam district of Udon, Ratchathani province. His father's name was Kamdwang, his mother's June, and his family surname Kankau. He was the eldest child of 8 siblings, though only 2 of them were still alive when he passed away. A child of small stature with a fair complexion, he was naturally quick, energetic, intelligent, and resourceful. At the age of 15, he ordained as a novice in his village monastery, where he developed an enthusiasm for the study of Dhamma, memorizing the texts with exceptional speed. A young novice of affable character, he never caused his teachers or fellows any trouble. 2 years into his new way of life, his father requested him to give up the robes, and he was required to return to lay life in order to help out at home. However, his fondness for the monk's life was so pronounced that he was certain he would ordain again some day. His good memories of life in a monk's robes never faded. Thus he resolved to enter the monkhood again as soon as possible. This strong sense of purpose was due, no doubt, to the power of that indomitable faith known as Saddha, which was such an integral part of his character. When he reached age 22, he felt an urge to ordain as a monk. So, for that purpose, he took leave of his parents. Not wanting to discourage his aspirations, and having also kept the hope that their son would ordain again some day, they gave their permission. To this end, they provided him with a complete set of a monk's basic requisites for his ordination. On June 12, 1893, he received his bhikkhu ordination at Wat Pa Baan Monastery in the provincial town of Udon, Ratchathani. His upajjhaya was the Venerable Aryakawi. His kamawacharya was Prakru Sita, and his anasacharya was Prakru Prajuk Ubankun. He was given the monastic name Buddhadatta. After his ordination, he took residence at Wat Pa Baan in Acariya Sau's Vipassana Meditation Center. And we're going to end there today on page 4, continuing on that same page, the next section, which is titled The Prophecy, in the next recording. I'll see you next time with Metta. Bye-bye.